Hey guys, what's going on? Let's take a look at a video that Andrew Tate just recently posted. It seems to be making its rounds, so let's react to it. All right.
Magaluf for a weekend and do something very similar, and then they come back to England and get with some fucking guy and start.
And just so you guys know, this is Pearl. This is Pearl all the way on the left. This lady right here, really good. She's got a lot of subs. You guys check her out. Just Pearly Things. I talk about her a lot. So yeah.
Asking for presents from him and talking about how they deserve a traditional relationship and they want to get married and they want a Christmas present and all this bullshit. Most women do exactly what Bonnie does. I don't see you any different than most women. And I'm not saying that in a degrading way.
Most women don't sleep with 1,057 men in a day.
1,000? Does it fucking matter?
I think it does.
I don't really think it does. So it's all disgusting to me. If I met a woman...
This is why you just got to assume all women are hoes. All of them. Me, her. It doesn't do you any favors to give women the benefit of the doubt, you know? So he's right about that.
He said, I just sucked a dick yesterday. I'd say, well, I find you repulsive. I don't want to sleep with you. Goodbye.
So you're only going after virgins?
Well, it's not about only going after virgins, but I think if you're a straight man, the idea of having a bunch of men fuck a woman that you're with is pretty repulsive.
But everyone has a past.
But see, this is the kind of shit white people say. I don't know what's wrong with you people. Everyone has a past. That's not acceptable. In fact, let's analyze that. Everyone has a past. You're right. Everyone does have a past. It's true. But isn't the primary objective of a man to find a woman with as little past as possible? Would you argue that's one of the precursors to finding a wife? Considering that wives were supposed to be virgins. This was the deal. The reason I'm proud of Bonnie, and I am genuinely proud of you, I like Bonnie. I like what she's doing. Because the deal was...
Are you not, like, contradicting yourself?
In what way?
Well, you're proud of her sleeping with 1,057 guys, but women should be virgins.
No, I'm saying that the social contract, the construct of society that made family function was women were obedient virgins and they found a man who provided for them and they listened to that man. Women have then said, we don't like the patriarchy. We're tired of being provided for. We're tired of being taken care of. We don't want to listen to anybody. We want to make our own decisions. That was women and feminism that ended the traditional family unit. And now women can make their own decisions. So I'm glad that Bonnie's making her own decision.
Yeah,
I'm not here to
people
tell you not to do
say
it.
I take women back 100 years. I'm like, no, I'm the clear example of how to be empowered. I use my body. I do what I want, when I want. And this is the thing.
So I got to say, there's a part of me that respects Bonnie Blue. I know. The men are like, you're insane. What do you mean you respect? But what I like about and almost admire about Bonnie Blue is she lives life on her own terms. She takes accountability for the choices that she makes and the consequences that come with it. And she doesn't feel the need to defend herself to anybody. She doesn't feel the need to tell anybody that she's right or defend herself. She just says, yeah, call me whatever you want. I'm
Sorry, guys. This is the question I have, and this is why I absolutely do not respect anything that this woman does, Bonnie Blues or whatever. Right? Do you guys actually know that she makes $2.1 million a month? Yeah. I'm selling her body. There are levels to prostitution, boys. There are levels. They got the street corner chicks, and there are some chicks that make $2.1 million a month. I spoke about this in the video before where I said she was the one that slept with, what? Is it 1,000 women? I'm sorry, 1,000 dudes in a 24-hour period or something like that. Some crazy number like that, right? She is who she is. Let's put that aside for a second. The question that I have is, are the men that desperate that they would literally line up behind each other and they would have sex with this woman raw? So let me be a little bit more graphic to you. This is a woman that would take 3 at a time, mouth, anal, and the other hole. There'll be other men watching this and standing in line to do the same thing. Raw. After a man ejaculated, and the man are just as much to blame as the woman. It's as simple as that. How perverse have we become where we have no problem taking turns and having sex with a woman, 1,000 men literally standing in line? This shows you the depravity of men today. This also shows you the absolute depravity and debauchery of women today. And she has absolutely no shame whatsoever. In fact, she is actually proud of it. She, quote unquote, owns it. And Pearl, one thing I've noticed about her is she would defend Andrew Tate for everything. Anything he says, she basically agrees with. That's one thing I notice about her that I do not agree with. She defends him at all costs. There is nothing to respect about a woman that gives away her virtue at will. Nothing. See, the thing about Pearl and this girl, and even Tate, now Tate is he's trying to be nicest to women. He's trying to be politically correct because they're coming after him. So he's got to look like he's not a misogynist. So he's not agreeing with her, but he's agreeing with her. He's actually giving her props. And Tate is no different. No different whatsoever. He's no different. Here's the deal. She can do whatever she wants to do. This Bonnie chick. She can do whatever she wants to do. But here's a problem. She thinks that her influence doesn't have a significant ripple effect on the lives of everybody that she just touched. All the men, including herself, and all the women that aspire to now be like her. Why? Because they see $2.1 million a month. Women today they operate like a monolith. Like I told you guys in a previous video before, it's almost like somebody or something downloaded the same stupid software, lustful software, bitter software into all modern women. Because they act they act alike, they talk alike, they behave alike, they look alike. This is what we become. Oh, I just don't blame her. I blame the men as well. Let's listen.
I'm living life on my own terms.
Been banging on about for years. And when I get hate, like when I click on the comments of these women that are like, oh, you're taking us back 100 years, then in their bio it says stay-at-home mom of 2. I'm thinking, what the fuck was you rooting for?
That's
because
right.
you have just stayed
That's
at
right,
home.
Bonnie. See, this is the future.
Yeah.
This is the future. This is fantastic. It's exactly what Western society is headed to. So why are we going to sit here and pretend this is not? Why are we going to sit here and pretend that most women who go on girls' holidays aren't doing something similar to what Bonnie does just because it's not on camera? Why are we going to sit here and pretend that these men who walk around with their wives in the pub in England, and they're like, oh, my wife, yeah, everyone has a past. Oh, no, she's done the same shit. What's the difference? Who gives a fuck, right?
Excellent point. He's making an excellent point. Whether this woman is like this woman right here, this Bonnie Blues, she's the extreme. She is the absolute extreme. However, All other women are basically subsets of this extreme woman. They all do the same thing. They're all sleeping around. They're all charging you for dinner dates. And maybe they'll give you some, but they're giving it to somebody. He is absolutely right. She's extreme, while all other women are subsets of this woman. Oh, there's every woman has a past. Yes, most women have a past. You guys know the statistics, right? You guys know this. A virgin woman will stay with her husband happily 80% of the time. Just 3 partners, just 3. That number drops all the way down to 39% chance that she's going to stay with her husband. Add another 3, 6 to 10. That number now drops down to 29%. When it's between 10 and 20, that number drops down to, I believe it's about, 18%. After 21, there is no way that woman is going to get married. And if she does, it is a certainty that she is going to get divorced. Period. It's no way. It's a certainty. See, you guys think God doesn't keep scores. He does. For the reprobate mind, he does. He keeps score. You're not getting away with anything. You think in the moment that you are, but you're not. You're not getting away with anything. You're not. God has a way of humbling you, whether it's through STDs, whether it's through you being alone. He has a way of humbling you. Or this is the worst kind. This is the worst kind of punishment. God will actually allow you to be a hoe until the day you die. He will, in fact, he will just allow it to happen. He will just give you up to your passions. Go ahead. Have fun. Remember what I told you guys? I told you guys God has what? Eternity in his back pocket. He just does. You're not getting away with anything. You're just not. You're just not getting away with anything, dude. And it's something that I have to watch out for because listen, I'm a man, dude. I'm a sinful dude, man. Look. I can fall just as quick as anybody. I try to fight it every day. It is a battle. It's a battle, dude. It's a battle. Fighting, temptation, just fighting. But most people, they don't even care anymore. It's just whatever. It's just human nature. It's just what they do. They don't care anymore. And this is why a lot of people try to justify and say that God does not exist. If you notice one thing that you cannot withhold from people who don't care anymore, the proud, the promiscuous, the fornicators, there's one thing you cannot withhold from that. We're like, you know what? Nah, no way. Sex. You can take away their money, that's cool. You can take away their fame, that's cool. But sex, no, sir. You ain't taking that away from nobody, including this guy. He says a lot of smart things, and he is a smart guy. Intellectually, he's a smart guy. But the one thing, and you guys are going to hear this when he talks, he cannot get rid of sex. That's his God. And women today, sex is their God. It's really a shame, man.
Either going to care and accept that women are judged on their past and judged on their innocence and judged on their naivety and judged on these things like it used to be, or we're going to sit and say it doesn't matter, everyone has a past. Well, if everyone has a past, everyone has a past. Who gives a fuck? Does it really matter?
So
anymore?
What would you do if it was your daughter, though?
But why are you asking impossible questions?
Well, it's not an impossible question.
Of course it is.
How?
It can't happen. It's against the laws of physics.
It's not.
I mean, if your daughter opened her legs and took 1,000 dicks, it's not impossible.
Of course it is.
What?
Why
I
is
mean,
it
the dicks would
impossible?
enter her pussy, therefore she's
It's
taken.
literally impossible for my daughter.
What, are you going to be there again?
Yeah, all the guys that have big egos think it could never happen to their daughters. It in fact happens to their daughters. I hope it doesn't, but yeah, you can't control it.
Can't control it. Can't control. Listen, I've been with women who have parents who are Christian, who raised their daughter right and everything. Still, the women still turn out to be hoes, dog. Still did.
Daughter's pussy saying that dick's not entering it.
No, my daughter just wouldn't make that decision.
But why?
Because I still raise her in a household where she is masculinely guided, and she will be guided by me until I hand her over to some other man. However, I believe when women are left to their own devices, they will only ever make stupid decisions.
Was mine a stupid decision?
I wouldn't say it's any more stupid than most decisions women make, to be honest with you. I think that most women, to some degree, are sex workers anyway. Like,
I mean, yeah.
let's be honest about it, right? Most women look at Miami or Dubai. What's your job? Oh, I've got a boyfriend. So your job is being a girlfriend. Why does he give you money? Because you give him sex. So most women are sex workers anyway, to be honest.
But isn't that what you said the family unit was?
Well, then you're a sex worker with one customer. You know, which is nice. I guess it's better. It's more efficient.
But what about if you're raising children? That's not sex work, is it?
No, that's being a mother.
Yeah.
All right, so that's interesting, Rob. Rob said this, not me. So they're either virgin, sex workers, or mothers. Are those the three categories?
I think you're putting words into my mouth.
I think that's what Rob just said. Those are the three categories.
I'm just sat in the middle.
And women have to choose to be one of them.
So is that what you think?
I think that when a woman becomes a mother, she has a purpose. And I think that women should be having children.
I don't. Women don't care about these kids. They don't.
As soon as possible. And I think it gives their life a direction. And I think it's the most important thing to preserve society, especially if you want to talk about geopolitics and talk about race and all of these things. If you want to have a country that looks like the country it used to be, you need to have the original people from there
Yep, that's done. Cooked, dead.
having children. I think all of that is true. Absolutely. I think every day a woman goes without having kids is primarily a waste of time. But once again, what does it matter what I think? Rob, I've given up. Rob, I've given up trying to save the world. I've given up. No, Rob.
No, you haven't.
I've given up on misogyny and all this shit.
No, you haven't.
They attacked me with the Matrix. They keep throwing me in jail. I am now all for women empowerment. I think women should run around fucking as many men as they want. I like what Bonnie's doing. She's getting the bag. She's getting rich. Most girls out here don't want to have kids. They just want to get Birkin bags and Instagram.
That's true. And if you give a woman a kid that doesn't want kids or isn't meant to be a mother, these women destroy the children. They really do.
Likes. Good.
I am black, Phil. I am. I'm glad it happened to me now rather than spending 10 years fighting. I've given up. You win. You win.
Good. I'm a feminist, a pro-feminism. This is the world now.
See, Bonnie Blue is more likable than half of the women than TradCon women. She's more likable than Lila Rose. Think about it. She acts in a more feminine way than Lila Rose. Now, to be fair, she is paid to learn how to please men in that way. However, like when you see Lila Rose on a podcast with these guys, she's naggy. She does that voice that voice like this, where I'm doing something.
I hate that goddamn voice.
That's really annoying and bitchy, and I pretend that I don't. That's what she does, right? Bonnie doesn't do that. Her demeanor is more feminine than half of the TradCon women.
How the world's going to end up, who gives a fuck? Who cares about the future?
See, women go around, use sex to their advantage, but then are happy to cry about it straight away. Saying, oh, he took advantage of me. And it's like, you're the one that wanted to do sex to have like the job promotion, or you're the one that wanted to have sex to get more attention or try and be more liked. But then they cry about it. And that's what I get frustrated about. And even with porn stars, like people in my industry, they'll do this for a few years, get the...
She's serving this look. I'm sorry. That dress is so cute. I kind of want that dress. Oh, that's so cute.
money, get the boob jobs, get the house. And then suddenly they go, oh my God, I was forced into the industry. Oh my God, someone took all my money.
Have you ever considered a job as a lawyer?
No.
I could do with you. You're 100% right. So this is the false dichotomy of society, right? So this is the reason when I said I like what Bonnie does, because Bonnie completely 100% owns what she does. And she says, it's my decision. And I've seen people try and lecture you. I've seen people sit there and try and lecture you and say like, oh, but you're a creature of God and you shouldn't be doing this. No, you should do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly.
She gonna say exact. See, you know what I'm saying? Do you guys are you guys seeing it? Now this guy has started to placate towards men. I mean, towards women. He is now a supporter of what. Listen to what he said.
False dichotomy of society, right? So this is the reason when I said I like what Bonnie does, because Bonnie completely 100% owns what she does. And she says, it's
He likes what Lonnie does. Keep listening.
my decision. And I've seen people try and lecture you. I've seen people sit there and try and lecture you and say like, oh, but you're a creature of God and you shouldn't be doing this. No, you should do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly.
It's up to you to do whatever you want. And
No, it's not up to you to do whatever. Aleister Crowley, one of the most evil people that ever existed, his slogan was, God, I can. Let me see. Hold on. Aleister Crowley, famous quote. About thou will. Exactly. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole law. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole law. This was literally a Satanist. Y'all see it right there. So when this woman, where are we at? So when this guy and this woman say this,
it's because Bonnie completely 100% owns what she does. And she says, it's my decision. And I've seen people try and lecture you. I've seen people sit there and try and lecture you and say like, oh, but you're a creature of God and you shouldn't be doing this. No, you should do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly.
It's up to you to do whatever.
she said, exactly. Exactly. And here he is trying to justify what she's doing. Same spirit. Are you guys getting it? Same spirit. He will not stop having sex, and she wants to continue to have sex. And the most satanic man that ever lived said, thou wilt, whatever he said, right? We read it. What? Do what thou wilt shall be the whole law. Yep. This is Satan. See, y'all might see Satan makes sin look cool. He makes sin look cool. Everything, like if you were a bully back in school, if you like to put other dudes down, that was Satan. He was tugging at you even from the time you were young. And for the women, always wanted to be most popular, always known to be the one that give little boys blowjobs. She just had to be the life of the party. That was Satan tugging at you, even from an early age. That was Satan. He's been watching you. He knows your trigger points. And sex is just one of the easiest tools that he uses because we all want it. It's almost like saying he's going to tempt you to drink water. That's an easy, low-hanging fruit. It's the lowest hanging fruit, sex. So when she now says exactly, God has pretty much handed her over to her passions. God has handed him over to his passions. You guys really need to read the Bible and read Psalm 73 again. You see how these guys that make all this money and stuff, they seem to be healthy. They seem to have no care, like everything's going right for them. God has an answer for that in Psalm 23. Go ahead and read it. Just read it. It's right there.
Whatever you want, and you're not saying anybody tricked you into it. It's your decision. And let's be honest, when they talk about taking women back 100 years, let's actually be very honest here, Rob. No disrespect.
No disrespect.
There's always been whores.
It's the oldest profession.
Ancient Rome had whores. There's always been whores. The Aztecs had whores. You think there weren't concubines in the fucking Ming dynasty sucking little Chinese pee-pee? Of course there were. There's always been whores. It's the oldest profession in the world.
Exactly.
So do you think it's a legitimate job?
Well, I mean, no, check her bank. I'm sure she's making fucking loads of money. So here's where do you draw the line? If we're going to live in this false dichotomy, because the world was very simple once, not too long ago. And men had this terrible misogynistic view, which I, of course, don't agree with, that women can't make their own decisions because they're naturally chaotic. And when women decide anything, life's fucked up.
All right, so this is my opinion on it. As much as we hate it, I do believe that people have a right to their health.
Yes.
There.
She hit it right on the head. She hit it right on the head. Rewind that.
I do believe that people have a right to their health.
Absolutely. She hit it right on the head. Everybody has a right to their hell. Even God gives you that right to choose your hell. She hit it. Ooh, she hit it right on the head. Ladies and gentlemen, do you not see? Do you not see what is going on? Like, it's just so pervasive. The devil has made sin so pervasive that we just ignore it. Like, okay, whatever. Murder, fornication, sex, LGBT, anger, just divorce. It's just so prevalent now. It's just, yo, man, look. You remember when God said the days of Noah, like his second coming will be like the days of Noah, the days of Noah? Like the thoughts of mankind was just always evil. We are not far from that. We are just, it is what it is, dog. Guys, go ahead and read the book of Isaiah. God said to himself, oh, is it because I have held my peace for so long that you take me for granted? It's right there, dog. We sin all over, and I am no different. But at least I'm trying, dog. I'm trying, man. I'm trying, dog. It ain't easy, but I'm trying. But it's the people that don't even care anymore. See, this woman just keeps thinking, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. But that's not the way God looks at it. The way God looks at it is, who are you influencing? He looks at him too. Who are you influencing? How many millions of men are you influencing? How many millions of women is she influencing? It's a ripple effect. And another thing, are you under the assumption that God forgives all sins? That is not true. It's not true. It's written in the Bible as well, in the book of Isaiah, where God actually says, even for this sin, you will never be forgiven, even until death. It's written right there in the Bible. There are some times where God says, nope, for this sin, you would never receive forgiveness. That is a terrible fate.
There are people that live in hell because of drugs, addiction, and just poor life decisions, women especially. I don't believe in taking away the right to make bad decisions as long as it's not illegal and hurting anybody else. However, the challenge is we're in a modern society that does not give women the consequences for those bad decisions. So it would be one thing if we got the decision and the consequence, but because the consequences are taken away, that's where the issue is. If Bonnie Blue wants to make a bunch of money on OnlyFans, whatever, but it's when you simps let her come to your church after, she won't be there. But yeah, okay.
In fact,
I have never seen anybody that is really promiscuous who believes that there's a God. No. They always deny. Always.
these men in their disgusting, these men in their disgusting misogyny believed if you gave women the vote, we'd end up with open borders and drag queen story hour. So they didn't give women the vote. Then they did give women the vote, and society took a particular direction. But when men were in charge of things, women didn't have to worry about what they can do with their life because their father took care of it and then their husband took care of it. But now we live in a brand new world where women can make all of their own decisions. And the path she's chosen, I don't think is any different than most paths women take. I think she's just more honest about it and more upfront about it. If you're going to go to Dubai and meet a girlfriend and you think she hasn't been fucking for money the entire time she was living in Dubai, then you're an idiot. If you're in Miami and you got girls on your boat and you think they're not fucking for money all of the time, now they may not say per hour, but they'll be fucking a guy they barely like to get the rent paid, or they're fucking a guy they barely like because he has a car.
Yeah.
So women are fucking for money all the time.
So I had to do a thought. Well, I didn't have to. I chose to do a thought experiment once. And I thought to myself, I used to think of myself on some moral high ground because I don't do this kind of stuff. I didn't do this kind of stuff. Like I've never been on a yacht in Dubai. I've never done a lot of this stuff. And I used to really think of myself, I guess you could say on like a moral high ground of some sort. And then one day I thought to myself, I was like, do you know what? I've never been invited to one of those things. It's really easy to say that you're different or special and have your like ego build up when you've never been invited. And then I thought even further about it. And I thought, when you look at in history, if I had to choose historically, if I was in a position, which a lot of women were in the past, where the choice was either death or have sex, do whatever they want in the tribe. Do your morals really kick in? Does that make sense, guys? And I thought about it. And I'm like, all women in the right circumstances would do some pretty depraved things if their life depended. Now, to be fair, Bonnie Blue just does this for money or the love of it. I don't really know. But that's why I kind of stay away from the morality aspect, because everybody says what they would like to think they would do in those circumstances, but nobody knows what they would do until they're actually in them. Okay, Bonnie Blue, that I would not do. But yeah, anyways, I don't know if I'm making sense, but essentially, it's really easy to say you wouldn't do something. It's really easy to say I wouldn't do what Bonnie Blue does when I don't think I would make the money she makes doing that. I don't know if that makes sense. And I have other options where I don't have to do that. But in the right situation, it's kind of like how many pro-lifers have had an abortion in the past? How many guys, and a lot of the influencers that say they don't cheat, a lot of them cheat on their wives or whatever. in the right circumstances.
Bonnie, who's honest, who monetizes it directly with her own media empire, who's upfront about it and makes money from it, is a worse person than the girl who walks around like she's goody two-shoes and then sucks dick in a Magaluf toilet. Because that's what most girls are doing.
What is Magaluf?
Anyway, Rob, the world's fucked. They're all like this. Rob, they're all the same.
You trying to
He's right about that. He is right about that. They're all the same. The world is fucked. He is right about that. A woman like this should never be celebrated. Ever. I don't care what she thinks she's doing. She is doing this shit for money. It's really that simple. Fellas, I need y'all to understand the tricks of the devil. I really do. How is an STD passed from one person to another? Have a woman or a man, but in this case, have a woman have HIV and let her have sex with men raw. Just let her and make her as enticing as possible. Right? Okay. How do you guys think that demons get into people? Let's go there real quick. What's one of the ways that demons get through people? Now, somebody that is demonically infested and let them have a blood covenant with other people, meaning let them have sex with other people. They now become one. Whatever she has, he now has. Because he's promiscuous, he's going to do what? He's going to sleep with somebody else. Now that person has it. She's going to keep sleeping with different men. Now that person has it. This lady slept with 1,000 men in 24 hours. 1,053. 1,053. In 24-hour period, 1,053 people just got spiritually infected. Look at all the permutations that happened as a result of that. These 1,000 men are going to go sleep with their wives. And by the way, some of these men were actually married and their wives allowed them to do it. Do you see how this stuff spreads? Like a virus. It spreads like a virus. There are different demonic spirits. Different ones. You guys remember that story about Mary Magdalene? She was a whore. Just straight up whore. And Jesus had to cast out many demons from her. See, when you look at a chick like this, does she look demonically oppressed or infested? No. That's another trick by the devil. If she was starting to have like black veins all over her face and her eyes are starting to turn green and her teeth was starting to look yellow and she had a man's voice, right? Yeah, that'll get people's attention. But guess what? Nope. The devil's plan is make her look as beautiful as possible. She's like a honeypot. This is the trick of the devil. It's just like catching an STD. That's exactly what it's like. It's like catching an STD, dude. See, the thing about it is, you guys don't. It's not. Listen, another trick of the devil is when you get infested. It's a subtle infestation. You don't start. Your heart doesn't start beating. You don't just start lashing out, jumping in the fire. Just acting crazy. No, no, no. It's just it's in you. Now it starts to control your thoughts, your actions, ever so slowly, but precisely. You guys, when you guys read the Bible, Paul keeps saying that this is war. We're at war. The spirit and the flesh. We are at war. It is not a game. We absolutely are at war. And it is so tough, man. It is so, so tough. Why do you think divorces are happening so frequently? Why? Early in the video, I gave you the stats. Most women have been with over 10 men in their lives. Over 10 men. And what's the percentages of that? Of you being happy? 29% at best. If it's over 20%, 18. I mean, if it's between 10 and 20, it's 18% that you're going to be happily married. 18, dude. Just 3 people, the chances of you being happy are 39%. That's it. Why do you think there's so many divorces today? Why is it that it is the women that are divorcing? Something is in the water. Something is in the spirit. Are you guys starting to understand what I'm trying to say? And ladies and gents, don't give me this bullshit about, oh, God doesn't exist, this and that, trying to justify your sins. Go ahead. Keep saying that, but that shit ain't gonna save you, dog. It ain't. Keep not believing. That's cool. That's cool. You can believe what you want to believe. But I've told you guys in the previous video, I have seen angels. I have seen Jesus Christ. I have heard the voice of God once. So you can believe what you want to believe. I don't give a fuck. I am not here to win your soul. I am not here to convert you. That's a you problem. I think you've heard the sermons far too long for you to ever say that you didn't know. Oh no, nah, nigga, you knew. You heard. You just chose to reject it. Quite sad, man.
I'm going to say I'm not special now.
No, I'm saying you're special, actually, because you've gone so far through. You've come out as the queen of it. Congratulations.
But didn't you say this kind of thing is the demise of Western society?
I mean, if I was a misogynist, I would believe this is the final end result of feminism, and the end times are here, and that nobody's going to have kids anymore, and that the idea of a beautiful marriage between a man and a woman is now completely gone. I mean, if I was a disgusting misogynist, but since they keep...
But you don't have one beautiful marriage, do you?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Have you slept with 1,057 women?
At least.
So are you quite similar?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because it's the male's prerogative to impregnate as many females as possible. This is the masculine prerogative. This is biologically my prerogative is to do that.
I think we should.
Yet another bullshit thing that he says. It's biologically. No, it's not. It's just a little way of trying to justify. It's just all the same fucking thing. It's just their little way of trying to justify what, like, yeah, it's okay for men to do it and not okay for women to. No, it's not okay for either sex to do it. Biologically, men are supposed to impregnate. Where does it get this shit from? Where? Show me the studies that says this is what a man's supposed to do. No, you're supposed to do this with your wife. Have as much sex as you want. whatever, and I didn't mean any kind of sex, as long as it's between you and your wife, because God said it himself. Her body is no longer her body. It's now your body. And guess what? Your body is no longer your body. It's her body. You guys own each other. Do whatever the hell you want to do. Have as much fun with that one woman. But see, the problem is, once a woman, listen to me, once a woman has been with multiple men, she would never be satisfied with one man. Ever. It's just no. It's not possible. That's the curse unto itself. Ladies and gents, I have witnessed this even in my life. My own ex-wife, she had been with over 20 dudes, man. What the fuck was I thinking, dog? You know what I was thinking? Nothing. I was completely blue pill. I had no idea. I couldn't even spell red pill. I had no idea that such a thing existed. I didn't know the numbers. I was still thinking traditionally in a non-traditional world that it has become. Oh, I got taught a bad lesson. Where when I had suffered enough, after like 6 months, Jesus Christ had to come and talk to me personally and say, all right, that's enough. Leave her. And like a boss, he walked right out. He went about his business. That's all he had to tell me, because I was in pain, man. I was in, after 6 months, I was still in pain, man. Was it 6 months or 3 months? Somewhere in there. When he saw that, I've suffered enough, then he came to me and said, oh, by the way, leave her. And just walked right back out. But I had no idea. I gave her a chance. All the pastors, before I got married to that chick, they told me, nope, she ain't a wife. I chose not to listen. That's on me. 100%. That one's on me. And you know, it's funny thing when Jesus came and talked to me. The funny thing was, he said, the way he said it, he said, oh, by the way, leave her. That's what he said. But the way he said it, it was almost like he had a smirk and told you so. And now you listen and learned your lesson. That kind of a smirk that went with it. Like, what were you thinking? He just kind of said, oh, by the way, leave her. Like, you know, like, well, you know how you, like, that's what I got. Like, dude, what were you thinking? Like, let it go. He just walked away. And I woke up, never even attempted to talk to her again. I was done. When he told me to leave, because I was struggling, dude, I was like, dude, I made a vow. I'm trying to make this thing work. So nah, leave her. That was it. Then I started doing my investigation, and then red pill. They said when the student's ready, then the teacher will show up. That's exactly what happened to me. And it's happened to a lot of men. A lot of men have to go through all this stuff. They just have to, right? It's a crazy world we live in, man. It's crazy.
We should do a breeding competition. We'll see if you can get a girl pregnant quicker than I can get pregnant.
Well, I mean, that'd be a good competition. I think I'd win. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one, but it's interesting because you have to look at society. When you look at these things, you have to look at society from an animalistic perspective and a societal perspective. From the animalistic perspective, it is the masculine imperative to get as many women as possible pregnant.
Yeah, but
if you want to be purely
it's
animalistic,
not 1,512.
No, but let's be purely animalistic. Let's talk about this like professional. If a man is high value, high testosterone, alpha male, whatever you want to call it, right? His imperative is to impregnate women. And he wants to take care of those women and take care of those kids. He's not overly interested in the kids.
As a matter of fact, no, we don't. High value men, no, we don't want to have a lot of kids. What's he talking about? Why the hell would I want to pay child support to all these? For what? Why would I want 1,000 kids? For what? Where does he get the stuff from? Like, what is his biological, scientific? Where did he get that data from? What study is he talking about? Like, what is he talking? He tries to sound smart, but he's not. He wants to do what he wants to do, and nobody can tell him shit about it. That's really what it comes down to.
Doesn't mean he doesn't love them. It means he doesn't want to sit there and play with them all day. When you see a man who wants to play with a baby all day, that man is probably gay. It's fucking boring.
Well, it doesn't mean he wants to fuck the kid.
No, he's gay. He's gay. So real men just want to pregnant, money, cool. See you an hour a week. Boom, boom, boom. Now, there's a lot of men who are going to disagree with me on that, but those are a lot of men I can beat the shit out of, so I don't give a fuck. That's the truth of it. The female imperative is to find a man who's obsessed with her so that when she gets pregnant, she's going to have protection and provision when she's not capable of looking after herself. That is the female biological imperative and the masculine biological imperative. I'm still living to my biological imperative to some degree. If I were to, let's say, have 4 or 5 women and I had kids with 4 or 5 women and I took care of 4 or 5 women and I was with all of them and they were exclusively only with me and we had children over and over and over again, that's my biological imperative. It's actually against the female biological imperative to do what Bonnie is doing, I would argue, traditionally. But that means you break paradigms. That's great. But feminism and society and this brand new societal conditioning is convincing women that what they're supposed to do, which is find a man they love and be obsessed with him and get pregnant from him, is the wrong thing to do.
Anyway, so just wanted to share that video with you guys. Society is screwed. This is normal behavior, right? Having sex, just all normal. It's just all bad, dude. Just all bad. No matter where you go, it's just all bad. Even when I go to my country in Nigeria, like, it's just so bad. Like, it is so, oh my God. Ladies and gents, man, I could sleep with women, man. Like, it's never really been my issue. But man, you get to a point in your life where you just want a partner, you want a wife, you want a buddy, you want somebody that's got your back, you want somebody who's faithful, you want somebody that's clean. And it's just becoming so hard to find that man. It's so hard. And even when she's clean now, you don't know what her past has been. And no woman can run away from her past. Those statistics that I shared with you guys earlier is going to come back and bite you in the ass, especially if she is not a strong Christian. And I don't mean a strong Christian. Not a nominal Christian, no, a strong Christian. The Bible says, I looked through 1,000 women and I couldn't find one good one. Here's why. All right, guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share. If you don't mind, it helps with the algorithm. We talk about divorce matters because divorce actually matters. All right, talk to you guys soon.